Victoria's dirty little secrets. Is Victoria ruined? Victoria, British Columbia, Canada's crown jewel. It has the mildest winter climate of any city in Canada, and its many parks and green spaces have inspired its description as a garden city. Above all, Victoria is a city whose British heritage and colonial past can be seen clearly in its architecture, gardens, museums, and urban squares. It is a city that has always been described as idyllic. Tourists have come from all over the world to experience this gem. But in the last 10 years, things have changed drastically here. Is Victoria ruined forever? Or can we bring it back to the days of old?
3 years ago, Jill and I sold everything we own and gave up our Canadian residency. Since that time, we have been traveling the world in search of a new place to call home. We have been to over 30 countries since that time and enjoyed every one of them.
But so far, we have only found 3 that have ticked most of the boxes. And those special countries are the ones we would consider as a new home. I used to live in Victoria for 25 years before meeting Randy and finally moving up island to Nanoose Bay. I had had homes in Oak Bay and North Saanich, but my work was always in downtown Victoria. Over the years, I have watched the steady decline of Victoria. When we left 3 years ago, things were, they were getting bad. Today, they are so bad, I would find it hard to recommend Victoria to a tourist, let alone as a new home for someone. So this is our walk to go to the closest Save-On Foods. And this goes on for block after block after block. And as you get closer here, you can see the blue barricade. So now we are trapped between the blue barricade and storefronts. And quite honestly, my camera's so wobbly here because these people are so unpredictable and really quite scary. You never know what's going to happen. This is not how Victoria should be. Victoria is still as beautiful as ever, like Oak Bay, Dallas Road, James Bay, walking the Ogden Point, but it is becoming very difficult to see because of all the ugliness that has been introduced to our city. We are currently staying in a $1.5 million condo right beside the iconic Empress Hotel. We have homeless people in the park right beside us. We have addicts shooting up drugs in our parking lot. I will not take the dogs out for a walk in the evening without Randy being with me. The thing is, this is all around you. Commercial businesses on our ground floor have their doors locked. This is not normal. In our world of travels, we have never experienced anything like this. Since we've been back, you can't help but notice just how quiet the city is. Streets that were once shoulder to shoulder with tourists are now empty. The only exception is when the cruise ships come in. The problem with the cruise ships is that they don't get into town till late in the afternoon, and they leave that same night in most cases. With just about every visitor we have spoken with, they tell us the street people make them nervous. And then, when we talk about the cost of living, try going on to booking.com or Airbnb and find a room downtown for a night for under $300. I did find two. One was a youth hostel in a dorm, and the other was called the Island Travel Inn. When we walked by this lovely inn, we were threatened by street people yelling obscenities at us. They want total privacy while they do their drugs. For a decent 3-star hotel, you are looking at over $500 a night. So this video here has been, it's been a really tough video to make. I spent my whole entire adult life here in Victoria, and it's all basically I had ever known. And all my friends are here, and to do a video like this about Victoria, they all have vested interest, and they defend Victoria as still the best little city in the world.
And rightfully so. Any proud citizen will. But unfortunately, the cracks are too large now, and you can see it clearly now, not just citizens of Victoria, but the tourists as well. And you know, Victoria's dirty little secret is now out there in the public domain. It's just gotten too out of control. So yeah, it's but I totally understand Jill, you know, struggling with it. And you know, it took a lot of coaxing on my part you know, to get her to even do this video. I personally think, like I mentioned earlier, the secret's out of the bag, but I think we have to go front and center with it and give it as much public exposure as we can and put some pressure on the politicians. And that's all they listen to. And it's, you know, the legislature is right across the street here. It's not like they don't know what's going on. I think the time has come. It just can't go on like this.
And that's why doing this video, I just want my city restored to its glory that it once had.
Yeah, it's so sad, you know,
Yeah.
seeing where Victoria's gone. You know, some people might debate it, but I always considered it as the most beautiful city in Canada, maybe in North America.
It was always so idyllic and perfect, and now I look around and it's I don't even recognize this place anymore.
So Victoria people and everyone else, let's work together and hold our politicians to account.
And just to be perfectly clear, this is not a Slam the Homeless of Victoria video. Personally, I don't even believe we have a homeless problem in Victoria. I believe we have an addiction problem. And these poor people desperately need our help. And let's not forget, every single one of them is someone's son or daughter. Could you even imagine one of your children being out on the street like that? Think about it for a moment.
So it's a definite no as far as our recommendation for tourism in Victoria because of the huge cost of living as well as the social problems they're having here right now. I think you could probably come at a better time. Hopefully that's going to improve in the very near future.
I would say it's also a very definite no for ever wanting to buy anything in the downtown core and living here. It's just not our thing.
Yeah, but you know, like we say, or like I say, I don't think this is going to last. I really don't. I think, you know, people are going to realize we have to fix this, and I think the government will eventually step in, because when you see areas like Victoria going down, where it's hugely affecting tourism,
it just can't go on like this.
yeah. But there are a lot of other beautiful areas in the Victoria area.
Yeah, outside of Victoria, the downtown core, you have 13 different municipalities, and in the next week or so, we're going to start exploring them all.
Well, we're going to explore a bunch of them. We know most of them, as we said before. We lived here for a long time, but I think it's no secret to anyone, real estate's very expensive on Vancouver Island, especially down here in Victoria. But it does seem to be softening, and we're definitely not buying anything here now, but we are going to go up to Bear Mountain and look at some of the options available to us, because we do like to keep abreast of what's going on in the real estate market, not just here, but throughout the world. And so, we should have a video out on that in the very near future. And Bear Mountain is the type of area we could see ourselves eventually living in.
It's a lifestyle living out there. There's tons of hiking, and it's still close to town. So we're going to go check that out.
2 beautiful golf courses.
Yes, make you happy. And so I guess on that note, we're going to say goodbye from Victoria. So please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. So see you next week.
Bye-bye.